Criticism is fine. However, criticism from somebody that you don't know, who knows nothing about you, generally isn't very productive, and usually is just them trying to be mean. But Dewey, super fun fact, Dewey Decimal System is actually not used in most libraries anymore. It hasn't since the early 2000s. Yeah. They use the Library of Congress system now. I was going to the World War II reenactment. It was really fun. I was hot, though. It was really hot outside. Favorite kind of food? German food. I really like German food. You need books because books tell you more than just the material that's written in them. So, with the books that I work with personally, they oftentimes have notes written by previous owners, so we can figure out where they came from. We can also figure out how materials were made, which is really important. For example, I worked with a book, one of my favorite ones that I ever worked with was a cookbook from the French Revolution, and it was written by a maid. So it shows us not only that maids could write at that time period, but she had her political notes about what occurred on the days she made the food. In terms of the war, she had little notes about what was rationed and what was unavailable at the time, which is really important to historians for us to be able to figure out how the war actually went down for daily life. It also had notes about what the family had to change, because they were a fairly wealthy family. So, what they had to change in terms of the war and different stuff like that. And then the construction of the book itself had a completely different construction than what you would normally see in a French novel that was written. So it shows us what materials were also rationed in terms of bookmaking during the war. So, yeah. Yeah, the actual physical matter, how the book was made, what it was made out of, the glue, the animal skin, everything. Do I have piercings? Just the normal ear piercing on either side, but I don't wear them anymore. Do I like the smell of books? Some of them. Some of them smell like mold, but it depends on what type of books you work with. A lot of the time I end up working with moldy books, which is really gross. They don't smell great. I'm 24. Thanks, Kendra. But yeah, I do think that they matter physically. Everything about them is important. I have never worked with a book that didn't have something to teach me. How's life? It's pretty good. Curling wand. I don't know the size of it. Do I like Star Wars? Yeah. How do you become friends with a guy? Sometimes they just show up. Speaking from experience, they just show up. No. So, my best friend, that's a guy, one of my best friends, we ended up having to work together on a sorority and fraternity joint project, and he just told some really shitty jokes, to be honest, and I was like, that's fun. And then I had to do some homework or something, and he was like, oh, I'll just come with you, we'll study at the library or whatever. And so we did, and then he told me about his girlfriend because I was listening, and he didn't have, fraternity guys have issues talking about girls with other guys. They don't do that. It's like a whole toxic masculinity thing going on there. So he figured out that he could talk to me and I would listen, and that's how we slowly became friends. And now we are best friends because we do stuff together, and he invites me to hang out with the guys, and he hangs out with me and my friends. So How do I feel about people that smoke? Their body's their body, it's their business. I don't personally do it, because also I'm allergic to, like, all forms of smoke, but, yeah. Have I wanted to do something in literature since I was young? No. I did not. I was going to be a lawyer, and then I decided I did not want to. Please don't call me pet names. What did I major in? My undergraduate degree is in history, and with a specialization in Western European history, and my master's degree is in library and information sciences with a special in archival administration. I gave good advice. His situation was a little above my pay grade, but I wasn't getting paid for that. Above my abilities, as a woman, so I tried. So, yeah. Do I have siblings? Yes, I do. I have a younger brother. Yup. Sorry, this piece is, like, sticking to my face. How am I? I'm good. Apparently having some kind of allergic reaction at the moment, but good. What are pet names? Anything you would call a significant other that is not their name and or approved nickname. Am I okay with pet names if somebody doesn't know my name? Yes, I'm not going to fault a little old lady over calling me sweetheart at the store. That's fine. However, I don't love it when strangers call me pet names. So... But, like, when I go to visit my family in the South, I understand that it is the thing that they do. However, if I say, please don't call me that, and they continue to do so, that's where we have a problem. Oh, you're fine. You don't need to apologize. As long as you're respectful of it, I don't care. Have I ever worked with books where I disagreed with the book's message? Yeah. I mean, a main one there would be a first edition version of Mein Kampf. There is that. Don't exactly agree with that one. Still important to keep and have around so that we learn from it. But is this a Starbucks cup? Yeah, it was a gift. It's one of those plastic reusable ones. It was a gift. But yeah, a lot of librarians work with a lot of materials that they don't agree with, but it's still important that we have it. Do I drink Starbucks? No, I do not. Do I drink coffee? No, I do not. Good morning. So, I'm from Michigan. What do I do? Currently, with my degree, or for fun, or where am I going in life? Because all of those questions might be, I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. But, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not in school anymore. I graduated 3 times now. Coolest original copy I've ever held in my hands. Sumerian tablet from one of the first civilizations that ever occurred. One of the first forms of writing that ever occurred. Yeah. I do not. No, I don't speak Japanese. That one was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. I also had a really cool artist book one time, but it wasn't really rare. It was rare in the sense there are only 2 copies worldwide, but like it wasn't really old. It was made in the late 90s, but it was pretty good. I mean, if you want to call it chicken scratch, that's cool, but it's a whole other language that can still be read. and we had to figure out what it said, so that was pretty fun. It was a receipt, like a legitimate receipt for a purchase. Super cool. It was not an exciting purchase, but it was a purchase nonetheless. It occurred. It was a thing. And they made receipts. They took the time to have that clay ready to go and wet, and then write the purchase on it, and then dry it for that. So, if I didn't go to school to be a librarian, what else would I have done? Like after grad school, I was gonna go to law school, actually. So, I would have been a librarian. Well, I would have been I want to be a law, I was a law librarian, technically. I didn't really like that all that much, but, I mean, it was okay, but I would have been a lawyer. Yep. So. Did not know that was in this playlist. So, yeah. That is probably what I would have done. So, it was pretty good. What do I do for fun? I don't have a lot of time for fun. I'm a recovering grad student, so I am still in the process of recovering. It is taking a very long time. I know people joke around about grad school being one of the hardest things you will ever do in your life, but it is. And it kills you mentally and emotionally, and you don't have time for much of anything, like laundry, or, I mean, yeah, I still did laundry, but, like, not as much as I needed to, or, like, cleaning and organizing, or that kind of thing. So, yeah, that was a joke that a lot of my friends used, was that I would have been Elwoods. But recovering grad student here, and a lot of what I'm doing currently is just getting myself back on track with life and learning to enjoy things and slow down again, because the slow down part is the hard part, because I constantly still feel like I have deadlines and things that I need to do right now, which is not the case. I don't have assignments due. Have a lot of other stuff I need to do. So, getting myself together. How important is a 4.0 for undergraduate degree? Yes, grad schools value grade point average above everything else. In my program, if you did not have anything higher than a 3.5, you were allowed into the program on limited status, meaning they could kick you out at any point. If I dropped down below a 3.4, I think it was a 3.4 or something like that, I would be put on academic probation, and for as long as it took me to get my grades back up, and if I was unable to do so, I was kicked out. So, yes, they very much value grade point average. It's one of the reasons that grad school is utterly stressful, because not only are you working on concepts and theories that are difficult in the first place and learning an ungodly amount of information that you then have to analyze and apply practically, but at the same time, you have to keep your grade point average. I had to keep it, I think for me personally, because I was also a student leader, I had to keep mine above a 3.5. So, yeah, you do. You do. It is highly important. Depends on the grad program, though, because I know my best friend's grad program was completely different. So, it depends. But just the stress of that all of the time it wrecks you emotionally. Particularly the last year or the last semester usually is when you have to defend your thesis, and that one is very stressful. do I think stress plays in society? I think it creates, I don't know, for me in terms of like my stress, I never wanted to do anything. Like, I didn't want to hang out with my friends. I didn't really want to do anything else because I wanted to make sure that I was doing the best that I could. Am I British? No. No, most definitely not. I'm American. It's like almost the exact opposite. But no, I'm not. I seem stressed. I'm not. Yes, my pronouns are she, her. Thank you for asking. Sorry, Kendra, I didn't catch that, and thank you for catching that. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, watching them. Am I moving out? Yeah, I have to. I will be getting a job somewhere else, hopefully, and be moving there. So I just don't know where. So yes, exactly. Oh, you've watched 5 Barbie movies. That's pretty good. Did I paint that? No, I bought it 7 years ago and at a little boutique that I don't think exists anymore in Grand Haven. So, yeah. How many days do I have? For what? I don't comment as long as they're being respectful. If they are being rude, then I comment, in terms of old ladies using pet names. For example, I had one who was really sweet come in the other day, and she was like, "Hey, sweetheart, can you give me this?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And, she said, "Please." But then I have the other ones that are pushy, that are, like, being super rude about discounts that they think they need or something else, or telling me that I'm doing my job in the wrong way, and they'll be like, "Honey, you don't know what you're doing." And I'm like, I don't like being called names. My name is Kat, you can use that. But yeah, if they're using it in a derogatory way, then no, I don't like it, and I will say something. For example, I had a woman who decided to, she kept, I don't know how the conversation started. Oh, my boss told her to come talk to me about something that she was looking for because he didn't know what it was. And she came over and she was like, "Are you sure that this little girl knows what she's talking about?" And he's like, "I'm sure. She's our best worker, and she knows the store better than anybody else." And the lady looked at me and she goes, "Are you sure you know what you're talking about, sweetheart?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am, I know what I'm talking about." And she goes, "Okay." And I turned around to, like, walk her to where we're going, and she's like, "Oh, it's just because you look like a baby. Like, you look like a baby. Do you know that? You look like a baby." And I'm like, "Ma'am, I really don't appreciate that. Thank you." And she was like, "I'm sorry, but you do." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I don't like it. No means no." And I proceeded to help her on what she was doing and explain to her exactly what she needed to do 3 times because she was not listening the first 2. And then she walked out of the store, and she came back later and told my boss that she was so sorry for doing that to me because I did know what I was talking about, and her project worked perfectly. So yes, I do stand my boundaries occasionally at work. Sometimes I do not, though, if it's like a really little old. I had a 95-year-old woman come up to me at work the other day and was asking questions about things and kept calling me honey and sweetheart, and I was like, you know what, at this point, I don't care. Am I okay? Yeah, why? Are you okay? Are you projecting? I don't say where I work. But yeah, that's the difference for me between somebody who's being respectful and somebody who is not. Yeah. Just kind of, it's a large problem right there. How do I feel about dates after work? I personally don't like to go on dates after work, but I also close the store, which means most of the time, which means that I don't get out until like 10:30. So yeah. Do I work Christmas? I work Christmas Eve sometimes. It depends on whether or not you're scheduled. Um, Metro Detroit. Yeah, I am. Are you alright? Oh no, I know he means vacation. I just also broke grad student, so. Yeah. Shorting my sleep time? I mean, I already sleep from like midnight to 6, so I really wouldn't like to shorten that anymore. Am I stronger than other people at my job? Yeah. Because I work with a lot of older women who can't lift things, so yeah. What's my favorite food? German food. I love German food. Not a lot of places to get it around here though, so usually we have to make it, but. Oh, the clouds are going away. That's nice. Have I ever been in a relationship? Yeah, multiple times. A while ago, though. Do I like Asian food? It depends. I can't have a lot of it because I have a lot of dietary restrictions, so it depends on what it is. Do I like, you mean like American food? Spaghetti's Italian, but pizza's technically an American food. Yeah? Are easygoing and open-minded and younger women are more private. In my experience, it's actually usually the opposite, but it depends on where you are and who you're talking to. So. How to move on time. I cannot eat it if it's spicy now. I have a chronic illness that does not like spicy foods. There is a tutorial in there somewhere. My favorite kind of food, German food. But yeah. Speaking of which, what time is it? Food. Oh, it is lunchtime. I am going to have to let you all go, and I hope you have a great day because I have to go eat lunch. So I will talk to y'all later. Have a good day.